Hello and welcome back to my breakdown of sun salutations. So today we're going to cover Surya Namaskar C, which in my opinion, there's a lot less strength and core work involved, and it tends to focus a lot more on opening through the front body. So through the hip flexors in particular, as you're coming into crescent lunge, and through the heart space. So it's all about opening and breathing through the movement, less of a focus on trying to hold your weight. It is very much a workout for the mind. So having to kind of engage the brain, use both hemispheres, and think about which leg is coming forward, backward. I'd say it's very much a warm-up for the body, but also the mind and that mind-body connection. So we'll get straight into it as we did in Surya Namaskar A and B. We'll run through it once, just thinking about technique, where we're stacking the body parts, and we'll move through it a second time with more of a focus on the breath and letting go, and especially with Surya Namaskar C, that nice opening through the front body and just relaxing into our poses a little bit more. So take a big step towards the top of your mat. You want to stack your feet underneath your hips. So just finding that alignment, grounding down through all four corners of the feet. We'll start to lift up through the legs, through the navel. Find a slight tuck of the pelvis if you can. Lifting through chest, roll the shoulders back and down. Palms face forward, coming into our mountain pose. With a deep inhale, bring the arms overhead. Shoulders down, and you have an option here to just lengthen a little bit through the upper back. Find a slight back bend if you want to take it. Exhale, we'll hinge from the hips, bringing it down into our deep forward fold. Remembering you can bend the knees here as much as you need. Squeeze the belly towards the thighs. As you inhale, come up into your halfway lift. So maybe hands come up the shins, find length through the spine. Maybe they come up to the thighs, depending on where you need them to be. So feel into your body, adjust as you need. Exhale, bring both hands down. We'll step back with the right leg first and drop the right knee. Untuck the toe, lift the chest up, sink the hips low, arms overhead. You can also take variations here, so don't feel stuck. You can bring hands to heart center, hands to the knee, as long as we're feeling that opening through the right hip flexor and feeling that slight release through the chest. Exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck the right toe, get ready to push your weight into the hands, send the left foot back. So you're finding your plank position here. Rather than lowering into that chaturanga positioning, which we used in A and B, we're going to take knees, chest, chin. So you'll end up with 8 points on the mat here, lowering the knees first. Find a slight arch in your back in order to bring the chest down onto the mat between the hands. Then we lower the chin. So you'll notice we've got the toes on the mat, that's 1, 2. The knees, 3, 4. The chest, 5. The hands, 6 and 7. The chin, 8. So that's a good way to remember it. Elbows pointing back. Scoop the belly through, so we're lowering the belly down towards the mat. Inhale, thread the chest through the shoulders. Use the core and engage. Untuck the toes, we're coming into our baby cobra, or maybe cobra, you find more length. Exhale, release down. Tuck the toes, push up onto the knees, send the hips back, maybe even low, before you lift them up into your downward dog. Nice. Again, thinking about lifting hips here. It's all about that length through the spine, so if you need to bend the knees, especially if you're not warmed through yet, go for it. Push the belly towards the thighs, lengthen through the spine, out through crown of the head. Nice. So we're going to switch legs now. So as we stepped back with the right foot, and the left leg was forward, we'll switch it out. So that right leg, you can lift it high into three-legged dog if you want that variation, or just bring it straight from downward dog. Bring that right foot through. Step. And lower the left knee. So now we've switched the side for our crescent lunge. So untucking that back toe, hips sink low, chest rises high, arms overhead, keep reaching out through the fingertips. Feel that energy. Again, feel the opening through the left hip flexor. Exhale, frame off that front foot with your hands, push into them as you tuck that back toe. Shift the weight forward, step it in under the left hip. So you're coming back to your deep forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Lengthen, hinge from the hips. Exhale, back down to your deep forward fold. Soften through the knees as much as you need. And then reach up, arms overhead, extended mountain. Maybe that's like back bend if you want. Exhale, hands through heart center. Release into your mountain pose. So, that is one side. We're now going to complete the other side, focusing on the breath and not so much alignment. So we'll take it at a slightly faster pace, one breath per movement. So as we saw in A and B, there's an emphasis on the lift. We tend to inhale and then exhale as we come into folds, as we bring the weight down towards the earth. So just use that as your guide, move intuitively. You'll eventually pick it up the more you practice this. Okay, so grounding down through the feet. Lengthen through the legs, navel, spine, chest. Roll shoulders back and down. 2 clearing breaths. Exhale, let go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ground down. This time, inhale, reach overhead. Extended mountain, maybe taking that slight back bend. Exhale, hinge into your deep forward fold. Belly to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Find the length through the spine. Exhale, hands come down, left leg steps back. Untuck toes. Both hands come down to frame off the foot. Step that, tuck the left toe, step it back into your plank. Inhale. Exhale to lower. Knees, chest, chin, 8 points. Inhale as you scoop forward and through. Lower the belly, rise up with the chest, open up through collarbones. Exhale, release. Take it into your downward dog. Take a clearing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, from here, transferring the weight into the right foot if you choose to come into a 3-legged dog in order to bring the foot through, or else you're moving straight from that downward dog, pushing forward and through into your plank position as you hug the knee to the chest to step the foot through. We bring the right knee down. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Frame off the foot. And this time, we're just tucking that back right toe, stepping it onto the right hip, back to your deep forward fold. Let go. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, extended mountain. Maybe that back bend. Exhale. Release. Standing tall mountain pose. And then you're ready to go again. So a lot more to think about in terms of which leg is moving forward and back. It's very confusing at first, but the more you practice, the more it just goes into that hard drive, and eventually you'll be doing it without thinking and focusing on the breath and really enjoying that heat and warmth that we develop with our sun salutations. But particularly, I really enjoy the benefits of Sun Salutation C being quite a closed person through the upper back and the chest. It really engages that heart opening and hip opening when you're coming into your crescent lunges. So I would highly recommend, if you do need to loosen up a little bit, if you're good on the strength front, then maybe spend a little bit more time focusing on your Sun Sal C. But I do hope that you reap the benefits of all three, A, B, and C. If you haven't had a look at A and B, I would suggest maybe just giving them a go, and you could even find a combination of A and B, B and C, A and C that works for you. In the end, they're just warm-ups really, and there are no hard and fast rules. It's what you like and when you want to apply it. They are confusing, I think, because people tend to see a sun salutation as one thing, and they do learn bits of A, bits of C, and mix them up, and that is also fine. Take the time to learn them, but then also mix them up, have fun with it, and most of all, enjoy.